Hello everybody, and we are back, and in case you're wondering what all this smoke is, I'm burning my house down. Actually, I've got some frankincense, oh, I have something in my throat, and some cedar burning here. You know, just placed a couple pieces of cedar on a coal, along with, you know, a little bit of frankincense. Simple incense. I really like the smell of this. It's very calming. So in the last video, we made an incense that helps you to determine, you know, who the fuck is doing magic against you. And in this video, I thought we would make an incense for my deity, which may give you some ideas on incense for yours. Now, she isn't really a deity, because she's not really a god. But as you all know, I work with the Blessed Mother Mary. She is... I don't really like to talk about our relationship very much, because it's very private. In a past video, I said, you know, I might show like a working that me and her would do together, but that's not going to happen. There are just some things in my craft I cannot show you. But this I can show you because there's no real kind of like magic that goes on here that she would be kind of annoyed if I showed. Her incense blend changes all the time based on what she wants. And one of the things that she wanted in this particular blend is more of a smoky, because her altar is over by the door. I'm not going to put in a lot of frankincense, but her altar is over by the door, and I've shown you her altar before. And just crushing up this frankincense here. She likes... She's a mother. We all know this. But she's a very protective entity in my house. Back in November, I did a video called something along the lines of Mommy says I'm going to jail, or if she says if I go to jail, she'll make a poppet or something. And I've said this numerous times, but at the time I didn't know if Cap W Magic was on the side of the trolls, just because her comment was kind of strange. I mean, since I've gotten to know her, and she's definitely not... She's had her fair share of drama, so she's definitely not on the side of the trolls. But the point is... it's very hard for me to concentrate and like to crush and talk at the same time. But the point is that I didn't really know at that time whose side anybody was really on, so I created a poppet, a protection-based poppet, and Mother Mary's flame, because I had blessed and dressed the candle, had gone insane that entire day. So I knew someone was trying to do something, but because Mother Mary is a very protective element in my life, she was doing what a mother does best, protecting her child. Now, I do work in Psalms magic, and after I've made this incense, I will be reading one of her cards, which I won't show on camera because I'll be blessing and enchanting this incense for her. When it does come to working with Mother Mary or imploring Mother Mary, I don't like to show a lot of the magics I do for or with her, because I find as my craft evolves and as I evolve as a witch or a folk magician or whatever you want to call it, I find that there are increasingly number of things about my craft that I want to keep more private, if that makes sense. So for her, I'm also going to put in, before I put in this, I'm going to put in some myrrh dust. Now, in the last video, I said that the Osiris incense was myrrh dust and frankincense. I was wrong. It's actually frankincense and Arabic gum resin. And the Arabic gum resin you can get from either Mountain Rose Herbs, you can get it from, what's that other place? Monterey Bay Spice Company, or you can get it from the New Age Imports. Now, I'm not going to be enchanting this in between each ingredient like you saw in the last video. I am going to be doing that at the end. So for her, I'm going to put in some hawthorn leaf. And I'm just going to do about 2 spoons. Oh no, 1 spoon will be good. And I'm also going to put in some Beth root. This, I believe, was pretty expensive. And you know me with ingredients, I never measure, so you put in whatever you want. For this one, I'm also going to put in some St. John's wort. And basically this incense, when I burn it for her, I feel like she's here in the room. I feel like she's making herself known, making her presence known. It's kind of like she manifests through the incense smoke, in a way. I don't pray to her, per se, like a devout Catholic would pray to Mother Mary. But I do have a few things that I read for her. And when I'm saging by her altar, I do the Catholic or Christian cross. And then over top of that, I do the pentagram. So basically, when I burn this type of incense for her and she does show up, the room feels cleansed. I feel protected, I feel loved, I feel embraced in a mother's warmth. So I'm gonna put in some red roses, and these are red rose buds. And these are a staple to any of her incense. The other staple to her incense that I believe I have here, unless I don't, is rosemary, but I guess we're not putting that in this time. But I am going to put in passion flower. I remember there was a reason I didn't grab the rosemary, and I can't remember what it was now. We also don't communicate in the way that, say, you and Hecate might communicate. We have an interesting relationship. Lady Gravedancer did a video in December, which it's December now, but it's May for you guys. She did a video on blended paths. It was part of her 31 Days of December videos. And her husband is a devout Catholic. And I left a comment saying, you know, I work with Mother Mary, but I don't have the same type of relationship your husband would have. And it got me thinking that maybe I should make a video kind of talking a little bit about Mother Mary and me. Because I'm sure at this point, a lot of you probably think I am a Christian witch, even though I made a video saying that I'm not. I'm a folk magician. I love using folk magic. I love the stories of like the folk stories and imbuing some of the old traditions into my craft. And with Mother Mary, I love working with saints. They feel more real than somebody like Hecate or the Morgan. And I'm not saying that those deities aren't real, okay? So before you fucking flip out, I'm gonna put in some white cedar. But I just... She feels more real to me than the other deities do, if that makes any sense. I do have some Jesus paraphernalia, if you will. So, you know, she might be holding her son. She might be crying over her son. I think I have a few statues of angels. And I know how a lot of you would probably think where, oh, you're a Christian witch, this makes you a Christian witch. No, it doesn't, okay? It doesn't. I don't care what you think, it doesn't. It makes me a folk magician. Just because I work with a saint or 12 does not make me a Christian witch. Okay, I think that's about it. I did grab a bunch of herbs. I was gonna put in some lemon peels, but I'm not feeling them. I'm not getting the energy off that. But with Mother Mary, she's just very... The energy I get from her, like I said, is a very motherly based motherly based energy. I feel warm and protected when I light her candles, and I've got, a ton of her candles, and I need to pick some more up today. But I feel warm and protected when I light her candles. I feel loved and embraced when I burn her incense, and I stand there and I meditate and I read a card that I have in my Book of Shadows. I feel like she's around, like she would be there in a heartbeat. I don't have a real strong relationship with my own mother, and I guess that's why I gravitated more towards Mother Mary, because she just gives me that safe, secure, loved, unconditional kind of feeling, okay? So this is basically the incense, and I'm gonna go now and enchant this. And, I would love to know, you don't have to share too much information if you don't want to, or any at all if you don't want to, but I would love to know from those who are willing to share, what kind of relationship do you have with your deity? Do you make a special incense? Do you feel their presence when they're around? Do they make you feel loved, or do you feel afraid of them? Or, I would love to see some video responses and, comments down below. Okay, so until next time, my fabulous little creatures, I will see y'all later.